Good afternoon, YouTube. How are you this afternoon? I'm pretty good. It's almost noon on Tuesday, and I'm in North Little Rock, Arkansas, in my new truck. It's not a new truck, but it's a new truck to me, and it's a trailer truck. It's got 2 beds and all that stuff. They decided on Friday, since I was going to be a trainer here and go to the class in a couple of weeks, that they would go ahead and give me a trainer truck now instead of having me move into a regular truck and then have to move out again. That was kind of nice of them, especially since how much junk I got. This is a 2013. It's got about 145,000 miles on it, and it's got a refrigerator. It's not that good of a refrigerator. It's a Domatec. It doesn't seem to get really cold, and I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it just needs to run longer. I don't know. I'm used to having Wabcos, and they get really cold. You know, the built-in refrigerators. I was talking to another driver about his, and he said the only thing you can really do is turn it all the way up and pray. But if I go home and you know, I could freeze a bunch of the blue ice things, and when I come back, I could put those in the refrigerator in the main compartment, and that will cool the refrigerator down and get the temperature at a level, and then never turn it off, and just kind of do that occasionally. So I may do that. I do have an ice chest in here. It's got all my sodas in it. I do have some food in that refrigerator. It's cold enough to keep that stuff good for now. I'll just have to play it by ear and see what happens. I am debating going ahead and putting my dorm refrigerator back in here, the one I had in the old truck and one I had in my room. Even though I'll have a student, you know, that will give us more space, give me more space to store food, because, you know, I don't like to eat out of the truck. I just have to think about it. You know, it's going to be cramped enough in here with a student. If I have to put another refrigerator, it's going to be even worse. So I'll just play by ear and see what happens. The other thing I don't like is, unlike the 16s, I know the 17s, and I think some of the 16s, or maybe all of them, have flat screen TV mounts. This truck doesn't have a flat screen TV mount, and I have a flat screen TV, and I don't have enough room to put the refrigerator, put the microwave and the TV in place. So I got it kind of rigged right now. I'll have to unhook the TV and then set it up to watch it, which means I can't leave it. It said just leave it hooked up. And I can't leave my PlayStation hooked up, which I don't even have that unpacked yet. I packed that in a box. I got everything in here. My wife took some more stuff home. She came up. She brought me back yesterday, and I'll talk about that in my personal section. But she brought me up last night, and then we moved all the stuff except for a couple of things, and then went to bed, and then moved the rest of the stuff this morning. And she still took some stuff home. So I don't know. I'm not organized. I got the bed made. I got some stuff put away. But I need to really evaluate what I got in here, because I got too much crap. And if I'm going to have any cabinetry or any space at all for a student's stuff, I need to get that worked out. So I got 3 weeks, roughly a month, to get the truck sorted out the way I want it, and then have space for a student. Because it's my plan that the cabinet above the TV, the storage cabinet there, will be for the student. And then there's a cubby above it that's got an opening from the bed into it for them as well. They'll have those 2 spots. If they can't fit their stuff in there, then they're going to have to just leave it on their bed. And at night, they'll have to put it in the seat while we sleep. You know, if I get any students that are really big guys, you know, those guys, I don't know, it seems like they always have a lot of stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I got a lot of junk, but then again, this is my truck, so. I have a load. I just did a load swap with another driver who lives here in Little Rock, and he's going home. I have his load. It's going to Rochester, Indiana. It's due in the morning. I have a feeling I'm going to be driving all night because I'm waiting for the shop. They got to work on the trailer. The ABS brakes are out. Cannot drive a truck with the ABS brakes out. The lights on, and DOT sees that, they pull you over. It's 6 skidded aluminum coils from Shreveport. I had picked those up before. If you remember, I picked those up a while back. And that's what I have. The securement is good. Tarp job could be a little better, but then again, the tarp doesn't fit the load completely. He should have used 2 tarps, but he didn't. That's right. He used 4-foot drops, and it works. So I won't be able to be testing my new tarping capabilities for a couple of days. We will have to see. On the personal front, I went home on Friday. I had planned on putting all my stuff in the truck and then going home to take my pickup home, spend the weekend with the family, and then come back on Monday after an appointment that I had, and then take off this morning when I had a load. Unfortunately, my truck was not ready, and so I wasn't able to move my stuff into it, and it was still dirty. They hadn't cleaned it at all, and it needed some maintenance, PM and some other stuff. Well, I got all that done early Monday morning, and I got a call and say it was ready. And I thought I was driving down earlier on Monday after I was done, really early, but we didn't end up leaving until like 1 o'clock. I think it was almost 2, really. And we dawdled on the way up here, even though I was doing 80. So, spent the weekend working at the ballpark in Arlington, volunteering at our concession stand for the Boy Scouts. We made a lot of money. I worked 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We had a really good time. And this is the last year me and my wife are going to be managing the ballpark. Usually I'm there every day with the Gears of Game. But this summer, of course, I'm here at Maverick as opposed to where I was before. And I couldn't do that. Looks like the shop guy's coming to get the truck. I'll talk to you later. Hey, YouTube! I'm back. It's muggy. Really, really muggy. It's almost 2 o'clock. I'm getting ready to leave here. Just need to send my loaded call for this trailer swap. I got the trailer fixed, and while I was in there, I went and got something to eat over at Taco Hell because it was cheap. I know I'm going to pay for it later. I guarantee it. While I was heading out to get something to eat, one of the managers came up to me and said, "Hey, you need to go tell that trainer he needs to redo that tarp load properly." I kind of laughed at him. I said, "No, it's not. It's mine." And he goes, "You didn't do that." I go, "No, I just swapped it." He says, "Well, you're going to fix that, aren't you?" She said, "You bet I am." So after I got back from lunch, and they were just pulling the truck out, so we got it pulled over here under the shade, the little shade there is. And I take the old tarp, drug it back, put it on the rear of the load, and put another tarp on the front so the whole load was covered. The problem was he only used 1 tarp, and the canvas was shown in the back of the load. It wasn't really good. Thing is, the whole point is the vinyl keeps the rain off. Canvas will absorb water. You know, granted it'll repel some of it, but it does absorb it too. Holds moisture longer. So I got all that fixed. Took about 20 minutes, and got all other stuff done here. We're just gonna have to play it by ear. Going to Rochester, Indiana. It's about 672 miles away. I am probably not going to make it tonight, but the load doesn't deliver until 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. Actually, deliver it anytime between 7 and 3:30, so I'll go as far as I can, go to bed, get up, pull it in the rest of the way, and deliver it, and I hope to get something going. About 1,000 miles. MJ out there, give me the honk. He's driving the training truck. So we're just gonna kind of play this by ear, get back into the groove of driving the truck and delivering loads, and see if we can have a good time. So, you know, we're just get back on the road.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again.
Hey YouTube, how are you? Good afternoon, or good evening. You caught me. I'm in New Madrid, Missouri, at BJ's Travel Center, and guess what I got? My ribs. I've already eaten about half the box. I cannot say enough about this place. I paid $14 for a slab and a half. A slab and a half of pork ribs, hand rubbed. Oh, I've gone on about this place before. Oh, and I will probably continue to do so. I was heading up here. Wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing when I left. I got about 40 miles from this place and going, hey, guess where I'm going? At least driving by. I said, well, that'd be a perfect place for a load check and a DOT break. And that's what I got. So I got enough ribs to last me 3 lunches. And I only have a couple minutes left in this DOT break. So we will chat again. Good evening, YouTube. How are you this evening? I am pretty good. It is about 11:30 Central Time. And I am in Brazil, Indiana, at, guess it, a Pilot. Yeah, Pilot. There's a Road Ranger and a Petro here, and all 3 of them are full. So I got a reserved parking space. There was plenty of these left. That hasn't changed, it would seem. I'm about 2.5 hours from the receiver. I had enough hours to get there in ideal conditions, but I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to take the risk, because once I get past Indianapolis and start heading north on 31, there's 2 mom and pop truck stops up 31, and they both have small lots, and Trucker's Path was saying they were already full, and you know, you can only trust that so far. It is humid here, but it's not that hot. It's only like 73 or 74 degrees, but the humidity's in like 50 or 60%, so it's real muggy. It was a good day, good drive. Of course, you know, I was in New Madrid earlier and got my ribs to go. I ate those. I ate one part of the meal. I separated it out into 4 meals. So I'll eat one of those every day for lunch for this week and something else for dinner. And took off after my 30-minute DOT break and got going. I did only did 517.3 miles today. Not as many as I would like to have done. If I had been able to leave earlier in the day, I probably would have made a run for it and probably gone ahead and headed on up there and tried to make it all the way into Rochester. But 31 is a bunch of stoplights. Once you get far, you know, past Indianapolis, and of course it's got all small towns you're gonna pass through and things like that. Now that would have eaten my time. 670 miles is pushing it on, you know, for a 65-mile-an-hour truck on an 11-hour shift. So this is a good spot. It's the last big truck stop that's actually in the route up there before you get to Indianapolis, and then there's nothing. Of course, there's truck stops around Indianapolis, but they're all out of route. So this is as good a place as any. So good first day. Want to see how things go. Get up around 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, no, take that back. About 8 o'clock in the morning, Central Time. Get up, go inside, take a shower, and take off. And I'll be able to leave here at 9:30 Central Time and get to Rochester probably about 12 or 12:30, somewhere up in there, depending on if I get any bad traffic or whatever. And get in there and deliver well before the appointment time, and then I'll be far enough north that I could go up to Portage Go back to Gary, up to Chicago Steel, U.S. Steel. There's all kinds of stuff all over, so I don't know what kind of load I'm going to get, but I should get something. More than most likely, I'll probably get something up around there and be heading out to Georgia or somewhere along there. It seems where a lot of that goes. It could go to Texas, but even if it went to Texas, I would not go home for the weekend unless the load didn't deliver to Monday. I doubt that will happen. Tomorrow's only Wednesday, and I should get at least 1 or 2 more deliveries out of this week. If it's only 1, then hopefully it'll be really good miles, or preferably 2. I'm only going to have about 600 miles for the week, 670 miles for this week so far. I would like to get at least another 1,000 or so before the end of the week. My goal is to do 28 to 3,000 every week. And now that I'm a bit more confident in my securement techniques, of course, after working at the training center all this time. I mean, I knew the stuff, but putting it in actual practice, and then of course my tarping skills. I can't say this much about it. I'll talk about it in my recap video, which I haven't made yet. But the last, it was 12. I think it was 12 weeks, 10 or 12 weeks. I don't remember exactly. It was 10 and a half weeks of working there in the training center. Really, even though I was teaching, was really like doing 10 and a half weeks of training. Because as I was teaching other people, I was learning more things because I was getting the stuff deep into my head. So, yeah, like I said, that was a good experience. But today was a good day, and I'm getting ready to crawl in the sack and go to bed and do it again tomorrow. So, I will see you then, and until then, keep the shiny side up. 73s. Good night.